Hey guys, today I am here just for a super chatty, super random, bookish video. It was just one of those times where I don't feel like filming anything that's on my list of videos to film. Like, it's not like I don't have ideas. I just don't want to film the ideas that I have. And instead, I want to chat about random bookish things. We're going to talk about the books that I'm currently reading, some of which I just don't know if I should continue pressing on with, or should I give up? I would love for you to help me decide, weigh in some thoughts. Some crafty type books that I want to be focusing on a bit this autumn. And then I've got a library stack here that are books that are interesting to me, but I kind of don't know which ones to pick up first. And then I want to do an autumnal bingo check-in with you, because I have already got one bingo from my autumn reading bingo. I managed to get one in September, and then I'm like, maybe I should try to get, like, I blacked out the board in September. Maybe I should try to get one each month. I didn't put every book that I read in September onto the board. It's a small board. I tried to just put ones that were like quite autumnal feeling on there, and now I'm like wondering if I can do this each month. Why don't we just start by talking about what I put on here for September, and then maybe while I talk about some of these other books, we'll see if any of these fit for October. Okay, so for the short story or a book under 200 pages prompt, I read Soul Threads. That I think was a 56-page book, so got that one. For baking, I did Powerful, because our main character in there loves, I think they're honey cakes or something like that. It talks about that quite a bit. For orange on the cover, I did Quarter Labyrinth. This one doesn't have a ton of orange on the cover, but I'm surprised at how difficult that prompt actually has proven to be for me. For warm beverage, I did The Curious Case of the Midnight Spectre. That one has, I think, is it tea or something on, or I can't remember if it was like a teacup or a kettle or something like that on the cover. Then for Trees and Leaves, I did You Are Fatally Invited. That was such a good book. For creepy, I did 10 Days in the Madhouse. I read the graphic novel. You can hear all my thoughts on these in my September wrap-up, by the way, if you missed that. For cozy, Anne of Ingleside. I mean, L.M. Montgomery is always going to be cozy, although it would have been fun if she ever would have written like a mystery, kind of a creepy book. I feel like she actually could have done that well if she would have tried, because she's really good with atmosphere. For fire/rain, I went with a fire prompt and I did Ignite. And then atmospheric was Curse of Misty Wayfair. So blacked out the board with those books in the month of September. Here's what I'm currently reading. Well, one audiobook. I'm pretty proud. I think I'm like 57-ish% through David Copperfield. Not my like annual time to pick up David Copperfield, because that, or a Dickens book, because that's in January. But I just wanted to pick this up after reading, what book did I read? Half a Soul. I read in August, and then I was like, you know, I'm in the mood for a Dickens. So I'm listening to this on audio. And I think my bookmark is at least pretty accurate. I should be able to finish this in October. I don't think it really will fulfill any prompts for me here, because it doesn't feel very autumnal, so I don't really care for it to fulfill one. The other audiobook I am listening to right now is Everybody Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling. This is a re-listen for me, because I read it or listened to it years ago and just found it hilarious. But I also wanted to get the physical copy out from the library, because there are so many pictures throughout the book. And she's just hilarious. It's, I don't know, she's not a favorite actress of mine. I'm not a person that loved The Office. I didn't even love her in The Office. But I just found this book hilarious, and yeah, so I'm re-listening to that. Yes, there's a lovely photo of her on the back. My other two, no, I've got three reads here, plus my Kobo. On my Kobo, I am 5% into The Curious Inheritance of Blakely House by Joanna Davidson Politano. I've mostly read this at night thus far. I didn't really sleep last night, so I don't remember much because I was tired but not sleeping. But enjoying it thus far. It definitely has like a bit of a steampunk element to it. I'm not sure if it's going to be like actually steampunk, or is it just our main character is a watch fixer and really into gears and things, and that and the time period make it feel steampunk, but there's no like technology beyond the time yet, I don't think. I'm not really sure where it's gonna go. So I am enjoying that. Then yesterday I started Assistant to the Villain, and I'm not sure if I want to read this one. I'm on page 29. I'm just about to start chapter 2. So we have this character who ends up becoming an assistant to this villain, and she comes into work, and some days there's severed heads hanging from the ceiling or a body on her desk, and it's like gruesome, but it's also really lighthearted and funny. And then she's like crushing on the villain in a way that I don't really like how that part's written. So I'm feeling torn on like, is it gonna get better? Should I continue it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And then, so I read a bit of that yesterday, and then I was like, okay, I just feel like seeing if another book would be better. So I started The Enchanted Greenhouse, which is book 2 after The Spell Shop. And I am currently 22 pages in, very similar page count. And I am not getting pulled into this one as quickly as I did The Spell Shop. Maybe it'll happen yet. We are following the librarian who in The Spell Shop turned, what's the plant's name? The spider plant, Kaz, I think, into being. And so we're following her in this book. Not much has happened yet, so maybe I just need a little bit more time. And then the other book that I am slowly going through is Poems of Christina Rossetti. I got this for my birthday when I went shopping. I'm on page 30, so just slowly making my way through this. Definitely will continue this, but would love to hear your thoughts on these. Should I keep going? This one definitely has like, doesn't really actually have leaves. It's got trees. It's got some winter vibes going more than autumn. And I don't know about Assistant to the Villain. This one, definitely, judging from The Spell Shop, The Enchanted Greenhouse could be cozy, but I'm not sure if either of these work super well for the bingo. If I'm trying to be picky, because I can't win the giveaway anyway, so I may as well just put books in there that I want. On to the 2 like craftsy books that I would like to get to work on this autumn. The first one is Watercolor with Me in the Forest. I worked on this a little bit last year. I'm not great at watercolor, but I did some pages. Oh, I did this one last year, as well as, there's another page, I just don't know where it is. Oh yeah, I did this one last year as well. So I would like to do more in here. It's like broken down into different techniques, and then the pictures are sketched for you, and it tells you what colors to use and the steps to do. There's a few that look fun to me. I wish they would, I don't know, a lot of the projects aren't super interesting to me, but some of them are. So I would like to work on this a bit. And then a book I requested for Christmas is in the same vein. It's Watercolor in the Woods. This is Jane Cargill, the creator of Lamb Little. I think she's on Instagram. I mean, she is on Instagram. And this is more just step by step. I don't remember, does this have the sketches that you can print out? Yeah, it does in the back. So you could print those or copy them onto stuff, which is good. And then it's a very similar collection, honestly, of different autumnally creatures and plants and stuff like that. So would like to work on these a little bit. This one is by Dana Fox, and she does have some other watercolor with me. I think there's an ocean one. I don't remember what other themes she has. So that's just 2 books that I would like to spend some time on this autumn. And then I want to share my stack of library books that are not books that I'm currently reading, that I kind of need a little bit of help or push to figure out which ones to prioritize. This first one, I think I just randomly came across it. I don't think I heard anyone talk about it, so I have zero idea if it's any good. It probably isn't, honestly. It's You Are Here, Poetry in the Natural World, edited and introduced by Ada Limon. Are these her poems? No, they're not. There is a variety of poems. Okay, I have no idea if this will be any good. I just was looking on my library site like months ago for poetry, and I had this one on hold for a very long time, and it finally came in. So it's from a variety of different poets. Just skimming through here, I've never heard of any of them before. So yeah, I have no idea if that will be any good. Then I heard about this book, Mother-Daughter Murder Night, and I've read a couple thrillers recently, and so this caught my attention. I actually don't know anything about it. It's a fun, fresh, and twisty whodunit about a grandmother, mother, daughter trio who come together as amateur sleuths to solve a murder in a coastal Californian town. How did I read Africa there? I don't know. Definitely says California. Wow, can I even read? Nothing brings family together like a murder next door. That's already more than I knew, and I'm so in. I want to start this right away. Yeah, do I need to know more? I don't think so. Yeah, so I've already convinced myself to give that one a try. Oh, plus it has orange on the cover, so this would definitely work for that prompt. It would also be probably kind of creepy, maybe even cozy, depending on how it's written, or atmospheric, but I probably need more orange ones. I've been meaning to read this book, Bluebird by Genevieve Graham. This is about World War I. We've got a Canadian, I think, as well, and it's written by a Canadian. So historical fiction, not something I've been in the mood for, but I might read it to tell my daughter if she should read it or not. And then on the same vein, I am interested in this idea. This is Quintland Sisters, and this is about the Dion quintuplets that were born in 1934 in Ontario. And they were like paraded like circus animals and had like a horrific childhood, honestly. But they are such a high profile family in Canada. Like everyone knows of the Dion quintuplets. So I'm curious. I would also like to continue with the Reckless series. So I have book 2 out, or it's the Powerless series, I think. Book 2 is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I read book 1 and 1.5 last month. No, I read book 1 in August and book 1.5 in September. Then I got 10,000 Stitches, which is book 2 in the Regency Fairy Tale series. Or I read book 1 in August, and this one follows different characters, so I'm curious about that. I also got Crooked Kingdom out, so this would complete the Six of Crows duology. I think I started that one in August as well, so it would be nice to check something off. The size of this one's just a little bit daunting, but it's not that big. And then, like, should I work on some series, continue some series, or should I start a new one? Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I would really like her to be an author for me. I would really like to enjoy this book. I actually don't even know what it's about. How far would you go for happily ever after? For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in true love and happy endings, until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding and to heal her wounded heart, Evangeline strikes a deal with a charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. Okay, yeah, I didn't even know anything about it. This is either a duology or a trilogy, I think. So if I read this one, there's nothing like overly obvious to me that it would check off for the autumn bingo. Same with Crooked Kingdom as far as like the cover goes. The book itself might be, well, cozy or atmospheric or something. 10,000 Stitches could definitely be cozy if it's anything like the first book in the series. But none of these really check any boxes for that. For the bingo, even like the Quintland sisters, Bluebird. Bluebird has a little bit of orange, but there's not a whole lot as far as covers go there. So yeah, curious to hear your thoughts on like these library books specifically. Any that, which one's upside down here? Any of these in particular that you think I should prioritize before it has to go back to the library? I am very curious. Most definitely will be reading Mother-Daughter Murder Night, at least giving it a try. And I think that's all for this little chatty reading check-in. I don't know, just, I'm a verbal processor, so it's kind of like a book verbal vomit type thing, but hopefully a little better. Let me know if you have anything to say about any of these books, any excitement because they were good or anything like that. Thanks for hanging out with me while I just verbally vomit about books. That sounds disgusting. I will not end my videos like that on the norm.